Hey everybody, I'm Rob Freeman, and today we're answering the question, what is social engineering? Well, social engineering is a term for an increasingly common type of cyber attack where the hacker or the perpetrator tries to manipulate, influence, or deceive you into doing something voluntarily that you would just not otherwise do. And you often hear the term phishing or spear phishing or vishing, and these are just different types of social engineering attacks. Phishing attacks are when you maybe receive an email that looks like it's from Apple or from Netflix or from Dropbox or your bank, Wells Fargo or JP Morgan Chase, and it's not from any of those companies. It's from a hacker that's trying to convince you to click on a link or download an attachment to verify some information or to re-enter your password because of a security breach or something that is inbound that you didn't request, and the person on the other end is trying to get this secret information that you have, your username and password or an account name or some other secret information that they need in order to do something nefarious. And so that's what social engineering is. And probably the easiest way to understand social engineering is just to hear about a story that to me is so memorable because of the sheer catastrophe that resulted. So this was a story about a company called BitPay, and this happened back in 2015. And BitPay is a leading Bitcoin payments provider and financial services provider, and the CFO received an email purportedly being from a company that wanted to interview him or get some information about maybe a media news story about Bitcoin or what BitPay was doing, and the CFO clicked on a link or was brought to a web page by this inquiry from this fake media resource. And the CFO clicked on a link and then went to provide some information on his email account. This gave the hacker access to the CFO's email account. The hacker then hung around and watched and observed what was going on within the CFO's email and how he was working day to day, got comfortable with the organization and maybe the communication style that was happening, and then used the CFO's email to send a request to the CEO for 1,000 Bitcoin to be sent to some address. And the CEO didn't know that it wasn't from the CFO. He sent the Bitcoin. This caused the hacker to again ask again for another 1,000 Bitcoin. Those were also sent, and then 3,000 Bitcoin were requested and then also sent. And by the third time, the CEO, I think, was getting suspicious of what was going on, and eventually the CEO caught on to it. But the Bitcoins were sent. I don't know if they were ever recovered, but the insurance company that they had at the time was not providing social engineering insurance coverage and denied the claim. And at the time, these Bitcoin were worth around $1.8 million, but today, these 5,000 Bitcoin are worth around $165 million. So it just goes to show you that social engineering is a very dangerous type of exposure, and everybody has it. If you have email, you have social engineering exposure. And so you should think about getting coverage for social engineering through a first-party and third-party cyber liability insurance policy that has coverage for social engineering. So anyway, I hope this has been helpful. It's certainly interesting, and I'm going to write an article about this, and I will link to some information about this Bitcoin hack that occurred that I just mentioned with this company. And I hope this has been helpful. If you have questions about your social engineering exposure or cyber liability insurance, please feel free to schedule an appointment with me, and I look forward to talking to you. And thanks again, and I hope this has been helpful, and I want you to have a great day. Thanks again. Take care.